So this is what I drill during 12 o'clock during the noon session, before the afternoon, potentially what might happen in the afternoon if we have a reversal, um, and fall below the 5-day moving average, which set up for a potentially green candle tomorrow to go above the 5-day moving average on Battery Tuesday. Well, they completely did rescue the afternoon, more than rescue the afternoon, completely pushed it in the afternoon. Look at what the difference it makes. I mean, all the way above, this candle pretty much went all the way above the 50-day moving average right there. So there's the 50-day moving average. So now you got the candle closing essentially very bullish, intermediately very bullish, and looking like it's going to touch the 5-week moving average. At the time, if you look at this candle, at the time, it did not look like it was going to touch the 5-week moving average right here. This candle, this movement, this candle right here did not look like it's going to touch the 5-week moving average, but look at it now. I mean, now it looks like it will touch the 5-week moving average. So you got a bullish sentiment all of a sudden, and pretty much, I don't know what sparked it, but Amazon definitely showed this a spark as far as pushing it today. And so intermediate target right now is going to be this 20-day moving average. And where does that put us at? Oh, around 275. So does that line up here? Roughly the same, 275, or close enough, 277, maybe 276. So, however, how would this candle form? Maybe, yeah, maybe around 275, 276 looks to be the target, and that would be close enough to touch the 5-week moving average, because it doesn't have to be perfect, especially when this 5-week moving average may continue. No, it won't go down anymore. It'll just stay at this position as this candle moves up, and even if it's close enough, it's good enough for a test of the 5-week moving average, and this would be a test of the 20-day moving average. So the candle didn't look strong as far as the volume, but that is okay because if you look at Amazon, you can see the power in Amazon today. Man, that thing is powerful today, and it will most likely, more than most likely, it has a magnet right now to touch the 20-day moving average. In fact, look at the 20-day moving average flattening out already. Already that thing is flattening out, so that would imply tomorrow this thing is going up. And let's just move this guy over, and let's see how Amazon is going to look for tomorrow. So we'll draw that in and see what most likely will be the scenario. And you just got to play it day by day as it form out. And so this moving average is now going positive. So there you have it. It's going positive. So tomorrow, as this goes, it should go start going up actually, as this is another green candle, a gap up. Looks to be a gap up based on the strength of this volume. The fact that it is above the 50-day moving average, and it's a strong push day. So normally when you have a strong push day, you're gonna have this go up, and that is what it's gonna look like tomorrow. So I can't, well, no, it's not gonna look like that. It's actually going to gap up. So it's got a gap up. So it's already like that, penetrating yeah, probably something like that. Man, I don't know how yeah, just estimate the wick and the tail. I mean, it's not perfect on the wick and the tail, but it's gonna look something like that, which indicate this guy is gonna go up and touch this guy. So tomorrow, this is going to touch the 5-week moving average. This is going to touch the 20-week moving average, and even an intermediate target. Look how strong that looks. Let's go and take a look at that. Yeah, that looks pretty strong too. So that's 3180. Now, is there a Fibonacci that we can play on this? I can't really see a Fibonacci at this point. Let's see on the weekly. Not really. Can't really put a Fibonacci. But that's not the point. The point is, let's look at the push. I mean, this is why playing the push flush is the way to make money. I mean, this is unbelievable. If you think, um, let me make this a little bit smaller right there. So already, you got a huge gap up above the 3000, which was the target that I had said yesterday. 3000 was the target, so they had already gap above it, and they moved it above in the pre-market, already above it at 3030. So initial sell-off, which is expected because there wasn't really any news. Here was a attempt of a push and a failed push all the way past here. Here was a perfect candle of a potential higher high, higher high, higher low, right? That's higher high, higher low. So this is a perfect candle to load up if you were brave, and even at the time, even if you I couldn't see it at the time, of course. I mean, here, it's like, oh, well, couldn't it go down? Of course it could go down, but you got to play a position and you got to kind of look forward based on the volume, how strong the volume was. And of course, here is where they end up in the day. Look at all that push. This is the push. This is how you make money. And this is what I need to learn to accept. I have a hard time accepting this push and flush, and it's really bugging me because I am not able to. I just can't chase this. But look at this trap in the afternoon. I mean, geez. Um, this isn't really a trap, but if you look at these levels, tend to be traps, right? Because Amazon, of course, was at the 50-day moving average right here, which is right about 3100. It moved up because it closed up, but at the time it's around 3100 for the 50-day moving average. So that's a trap right here. These are traps right here, especially these candles that go down. This guy right here, all these little intermediate, these are traps. And guess what? If you get in I mean, this is like an hour period. If you get in anywhere thinking it's gonna go down, sell off before Battery Tuesday, well, guess what? They just flush you, or they just squeeze you out, and that's what the push is. The push is all about squeezing the shorts. Squeeze, 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 right? So yeah, I mean, I hate playing it, but this is the way to make money. Let's just look at the options real quick and see if there's anything that we can see that potentially, you know, so the volume should be extremely high on some. Yeah, look at that volume. I mean, let's make it 50 and see if there's any other indication. Yeah, no, look at that volume on the 3100. Wow, fit 20,000. I mean, that's huge, right? These volumes. Let's look at the 1 day. I mean, look at that. Yeah, at this point, right, this is where the low is. And look at that, right at the 100-day moving average. I mean, I need to look at this a little bit closer. I don't know why I just don't pay attention to these type of signals. I mean, 100-day moving average for the 110 calls, and even if you get one at 21 or 22, and up at 63, that's 4,000. I mean, you get two, that's 8,000. That's the way to play right here. Gosh. Yeah, so annoying to miss these guys. I mean, especially when the technical is so clean on Amazon. I mean, how can you miss that? I don't know. Just I'm not accustomed to playing this type of push flush kind of scenario, right? But yeah, that's the way to play. And I need a little bit more discipline and spotting this out. Even though I keep saying it, I just cannot play the push and the flush. Well, the push mainly. The flush is a different behavior altogether. But right now, let's see, it's gonna gap up tomorrow, and so Amazon. Let's see how Tesla is doing in the after hours for Battery Tuesday. So Battery Tuesday looks to be so far decent. No, I mean I guess they haven't finished. Um, I don't know what time is it right now. 4 o'clock. I don't know if they're having the conference call yet, but let's see how it behaves. Apple, let's see how that is looking, and let's see if there's any push potential on Apple. I mean, Apple can come in and push at any time. Right now, it does have this candle, so that can and that is now looking pretty positive. Although this is kind of a retracement, you still got a pretty decent long tail. You got it above the here you got the kind of like a crossing of the 5 day and the 50 day, so it's above that. And here's the 20-day moving average. So I mean, you can't, yeah, this looks like it's gonna at least go here. So Apple is a pretty, how does it look on the weekly? Yeah, it looks like it wants to touch the 5 week moving average. So that's just the way to play it. I mean, 115, yeah. These lines have magnets because they're technically, if you look at it technically on the upswing, I mean, look at that upswing, how clean that technically it is. Um, so on the downswing, it has to be somewhat the same as far as being clean. Right, so here it is. So let's just use that yellow line and draw that in so you can see how it is. So this yellow line continues to go down, and this will continues to go up, and it probably has a tail or a wick. So anywhere here would be fine, and that would be a clean signal because every one of these guys are touching. So there you got it, right? And this will be the top candle. So let's set up another candle, maybe a red candle. Let's just put up, just for kicks and giggles, just set up a red candle like that for next week. And it may or may not be that way. It doesn't matter. We just gotta look forward and look at what signal looks the cleanest, and this signal looks the cleanest right now. You can't tell me that this will not touch the 5 week moving average. You just cannot tell me it will not. I mean, that's just the way it looks. Now, did it touch the 20-week moving average? No, it did not touch the 20-week moving average. But that doesn't mean it doesn't set up where next week this will go up and touch the 20-week moving average. You see how that works? It just still fits where the 20-week moving average will behave technically to the way these pattern works. And that's just the way to do technical analysis. I mean, other people do it differently, completely differently. But to me, I think this is how the programs are trained and how things are done is based on these moving averages and how they behave on the daily and the weekly and on based on the push and flush and whatnot. Uh, so it's looking like it's lining up pretty well for a decent run up tomorrow. So that's a positive bias. Let's see, did I do the Q already? I don't know if I did the Q, but let's just look at that again. Yeah, so the Q looks to be the same, right? So you can't tell me that's not the behavior. Let me just move that in a little bit closer. And already the Q looks like it potentially close enough to the 20-week moving average where you can say this is close enough to touching the 20-week moving average. But let's just draw it in and see what else it can do. Let me use purple right here, right? So this can move something like that, right? And so this has got to go up and touch that. So let's just draw that in. Let's just use a continuation with the green candle. Here it is. So this will be, I mean, it's probably going to be higher up here as before. Well, even if it doesn't go higher, let's just use that. Let's just say it touch and retrace back. Doesn't matter, right? Let's just say this candle go up, touch this guy right here, and then move back toward the week. It doesn't matter if it moves back toward the week, whatever. As long as it looks like this, then that's set up a candle for next week to, go down here, penetrate it a little bit. Uh, Even if it's something like this still looks pretty clean. Right? Something like that with the candle here and the yellow. Let's just look at the customized yellow. Um, so something like that. I mean, even if this doesn't touch it, it still be pretty clean. Um, it still be clean enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to line up where the signal looks clean, both with the daily and the weekly, and that is the way it looks. It looks like it's gonna go up. Um, Looks like it's gonna go up, and we're gonna see how far up it goes on Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe let's see how far up it goes on Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. Maybe it's too far to get this guy. I don't know how far this goes down, but we'll see tomorrow. And if it's close enough, it'll touch it. If not, then it'll be Thursday, which when it touches it, and then Friday maybe a reversal. We'll see, but. Right now, you gotta have a positive bias because you can't tell me that it's not a positive bias right now because let's just look how it looks on the market overall. Looks like, yeah, looks pretty decent on the market as far as going back. So there is nothing holding this holding the QQQ from going up tomorrow because you got the QQQ going up here. You got let me see that let me redo that. Let me redo that. So that right here. Ah, this thing is too big, but yeah. So this right here looks like it's the retail looks like it's going up. QQQ looks like it's going up. This looks like it's gonna touch. This looks like it's going up. So yeah, everything looks positive right now, except for the financial. The financial is the only thing that looks negative. And these things are just weak. So that's the VIX. So positive bias, confidence in my analysis right now. I did hold a position for tomorrow. Holding a Amazon position for tomorrow. So hopefully I'm not self-fulfilling myself because I am holding a position for tomorrow, and hopefully that's not biasing my analysis. But the way it looks seems to be positive. Man, it's just Amazon looks to be the most positive. Let's just look at this guy. Nothing here. Look at Zoom. I mean, geez. Zoom is just crazy the way it runs. I'm just gonna throw that in here and see how that looks. Gosh, I mean, this thing is going to 500. I mean, man, this thing is definitely looks like it got a target for 500. And there's maybe some other candidate like Zoom for the coronavirus. I think going for stocks, going back to my bucket of stocks for the coronavirus, I have to revisit that. But those stocks are probably going to be outperforming for coming fall and winter months as the COVID makes a comeback. So that is probably the way to play. So yeah, that's it for the analysis. Oh, look at Mastercard. I mean, geez, I was looking at this and I was thinking about getting in, but yeah, I was just afraid of a pullback in the afternoon. And look at that right there. It landed right on the 5-day moving average. I mean, you can't make this up. I mean, the way it looks, 5-day moving average is touched. So it looks like it may, I don't know if it will penetrate. It may, yeah, it may penetrate and get a little bit higher, get toward the 20-day moving average. So that would hit as this thing starts to, yeah, probably the 5 week moving average. So, man, I wish I would have gotten in. I'm still holding on to Roku. So Roku, let's see how that looks. Um, so I do have that guy because of the push flush. Playing the push flush kind of, or well, mainly playing the push. And so this looks pretty positive so far. Looks like it has a target for 2000. So okay to hold on, at least 198. So I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit longer before I get out. So that's it for the analysis.